What's up, survivors? In this video I wanted to share 5 things I learned from the first couple of hours of playing Farthest Frontier. I hope this can be useful for all the beginners out there that want to start playing Farthest Frontier, and maybe some of you who are struggling to survive the early game. I hope you have an amazing day and that you enjoyed this video. Alright, so the first thing you need to do in this game, and what also is incredibly important for the early game, is to choose your town's center placement. This is crucial for many things in the game, but in this video I want to talk about gathering food. Early on you can get food from farming, fishing, hunting, and gathering berries. All of these can be researched early on when choosing town placement. You need to look for these dots that tell you what resources are available around. Place the town near water, or at least remember where the water source is. This is incredibly important for the early game because you need to feed your villagers, and at first when starting, fishing will be the best for that. Also, for a perfect start, if you can find any animals you could hunt, that would be perfect. I couldn't find any on my first run, and my hunter was pretty much doing nothing. He was only able to work when some wild animals attacked our city, but this is not something to rely on. In 2 hours I played, I think wild animals attacked 4 or 5 times. Berries are gathered all around the area, at least for the map I was playing, so I had no issues finding a good gathering spot for berries. Alright, number 2 is learn to control town people. This might sound super weird, but it's something that I really struggled with at first. I couldn't figure out why some of the town folk are just walking around doing nothing. But in reality it is quite simple. Basically, if you have town folk who are not assigned to any specific work, for example farming, hunting, or splitting wood, they will gather whatever you ask them to gather with H, and they will idle only when everything you asked for has been gathered. So you need to pay attention to what's going on with the villagers. I think the easiest way to do so is to go through the houses where you can see all people that live in your town and check if any of them are idling. Also, pay attention to workers that are assigned to specific work. For example, if you have assigned 2 people to wood splitting but you have 0 logs, they will idle and do nothing until you gather some logs. Number 3, get a smokehouse as soon as possible. So what does a smokehouse do? Smokehouse dries and cures meat and fish. Why is this important? Because if you don't get it, a lot of food will go to waste. Smokehouse greatly increases how long these foods will stay good before it goes to waste. More people will eventually join your colony, which means you will need more food, and if you don't have a smokehouse, more food will go to waste. The same goes for a root cellar. Get it as soon as possible. A root cellar is an underground storage that makes all food stored there have reduced rate of spoilage. These buildings together will greatly increase your chances of not starving. Number 4 is pay attention to your villagers' needs. This is pretty straightforward but very important to survive. Basically, whenever you see that your villagers need something, attend to it. This is important for your town's overall happiness. For example, if your villagers have a ton of waste near their housing, build a compost yard. If they get sick, for example with worms, you need to have a building that makes boots, clean water, and soap. You will have all sorts of problems with villagers, but if you attend to it early, it will not be a problem. Just don't let it snowball. And the last but not least, be prepared to fight raiders. You will get attacked by wild beasts like wolves and bears quite often, and your village folk can fight them off. Raiders though, not as easy. Starting from year 7, you will get attacked by groups of raiders. They go for storehouses and any buildings with food. Villagers without any training will not be able to fight them off. Once the town center is upgraded to tier 2, you can start constructing barracks and train soldiers within. Soldiers are the best fighters in the village, and with proper weapons and armor, a single soldier can take 3 or 4 raiders. Since you won't be able to make your own weapons until the town center reaches tier 3, it's vital that you purchase equipment from the trading post. The traveling merchant Atka of the Iron Clan almost always has weapons, armor, and the materials to make them in stock, so check her inventory whenever she comes into town. Alright guys, that's it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it was useful. Please leave a like and subscribe, it means the world to me. Thank you and I'll see you in the next video.